on the line right now, we have our good friend Cydney Poitier. How are you doing, my friend?
Well, what's good, everybody over there? How you doing, man? What's good?
That's good. I'm fantastic, man. I thought we originally got in touch with you because you messaged us on I think we played you a few times on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
How's everything over in Orlando at the moment, man?
Oh, it's great, man. We just getting ready. I shot a video last night, in Crane's Roost. We just getting ready. July 4th, DJ Mega, he's going to drop exclusive Dually Diablo. That's a record that me and XP the Marksman got. It's going to drop exclusively on July 4th. So we just getting ready for that, getting ready to go over to California too, in September. And then also the tour starts September 17th in Orlando, Florida. When it starts. So we'll be back home. And we just getting ready for that, man. Just putting in work. That's about it, bro.
That's it, man. You're one of the first guys I've actually managed to speak to from Florida. I've spoken to quite a few people, and you're like one of the first. What is the hip hop scene, or like especially the boom bap hip hop scene that you're involved in? What is it like in Orlando?
Orlando has people forget, Orlando's got a big, hip hop scene.
Yeah.
People forget DJ Nasty is here. DJ Khaled came up out of here. DJ Magic Mike came up out of here. Like, people forget, it's been a big, tremendous hip hop presence in Orlando, Florida. And I'm happy to be a part of it, actually. And some of the new things happening in Orlando, like the Zoe Show by DJ Rome, that's getting attention all over the world. I don't know if you know about his show.
No.
Yeah, hip hop, man, in Orlando is a big deal, man.
Because it's one of the interesting things is like the amount of people that I've spoken to. Just like there's a lot of guys from like New York and stuff that come up a lot of the time, but I've never heard like so much stuff recently from Florida. So it's interesting to get you on at least to talk about that as well. Is there some like what are the kind of spots that you go to? Are there like regular open mic events and stuff that you attend? Are there like great spots for like networking and stuff?
Always, like the Fringe Festival. In 2019, we performed at the Fringe Festival. The Fringe Festival is all about art, no matter how you put it. It's one of the biggest festivals that they actually involve hip hop, in Orlando. And it happens once a year. I was fortunate to be a part of it. But it's a lot of things that go on, just all kinds of hip hop events, different clubs. There's a club called the Iron Cow. It's a big supporter of hip hop. The Geek Easy. A lot of events go down. There's something in hip hop going down, whether it be a battle, a hip hop event, or whether it be they mix art and hip hop out here a lot. So it's a lot going on. You always can get, some type of hip hop event, some type of art collaboration with it. Like I said, they go deep here. They've been doing it for a long time. And I'm just happy to be a part of it in my city,
I think I could be quoted as saying this on the last podcast I've done. Your name is one of the best rap names I've heard for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Cydney Poitier, do you have any like parallels with Cydney Poitier? I know it influences a lot of your work.
Absolutely. In my house, first of all, let me say, Cydney Poitier. Okay, if you look on my website, you'll see like signs of POV emerging. You'll see the way I, because when you change your name, Sean Paul. What's his name? A lot of artists change their names. It's sometimes you gotta rekindle, and sometimes you gotta, sometimes you gotta break it down and build it back up. Sean Price is one of those guys.
Yeah.
He wasn't always Sean Price. He was in that group. He was rock. Then he became Sean Price. I was Unique Me, and then I became Cydney Poitier. But in my house growing up, Cydney Poitier was a hero. Mm-hmm. In fact, he was one of the first Black actors. Because, back in those days, a Black man, if he was an actor, back in those days, what he played? He played a criminal, or he played a pimp, or he played a thief, a hoodlum, or something like that. But Cydney Poitier, he was an intellectual. And he made many movies that you can see he clearly was an intellectual. And he was a guy that was before his time. To a generation after me, Denzel Washington is like my generation's Cydney Poitier. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at Cydney Poitier's catalog, you look at my catalog, if you're gonna choose a name like Cydney Poitier, you gotta be able to stand behind that. Because you know, the Point of View album is actually the autobiography. It's actually me bringing Cydney Poitier with a C to hip hop, if you feel me. You know what I'm saying? So the influence the influence come from childhood, seeing Cydney Poitier on the TV screen and seeing, you know, just what he was about, his energy and his influence. And so I thought about it. I thought about it 3 years, actually, before I wanted to get the name. You know, and the real Cydney Poitier spells his name with an S. I spell mine with a C. And I was able to get it. And I was able to own the name and I was able to acquire it. But that's where Cydney Poitier's influence comes from me. It comes from childhood, man, watching him growing, you know, up. And he's an adult, you know, adult topics, adult conversations. And this is adult hip hop. This is, it's more grown man than it is street. And so this album is a, you know what I'm saying? It's an extension of Cydney Poitier, but more the autobiography of bringing Cydney Poitier to hip hop. You feel me? So that it's deep. Like every song, people don't understand if you get to my album, every title of every song on my album is a Cydney Poitier movie.
Yeah, I only figured out that the other day. Just like doing a bit of research, I was like, shit. I was like, he's fucking put a lot of work into this, man.
Yeah, this is deep, bro. This is something that was very calculated and something that I had been thinking about making this move. And I was thinking about making it 2 years before I made it. But then I made the move and COVID-19 hit. And COVID-19, if you didn't learn anything from COVID-19, we've learned this. We've learned that tomorrow might not be here. Yeah. And so whatever changes we need to make, and I thought, you know, COVID-19 motivated me. And so, you know, we were closed in. And I said, if God knows, if I'm able to get back outside, I'm coming back outside Cydney Poitier. It's time. And that's what we did.
There you go. I wanted to go back a bit to the beginning. Do you remember the first time you ever heard hip hop music?
The first time that I ever heard hip hop music?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was blown away. The first time I ever heard hip hop music, I remember hearing these dudes. I don't know if you even know who these guys are. Now, I heard many guys before these guys, but these particular guys, I felt different about hip hop when I heard Super Lover C and Casanova Run.
Yeah.
If you know who those guys are, if you ever, you know, go and look up some old records, look up under Super Lover C and Casanova Run. And I heard many rap artists before them, but those guys, I was like, whoa, this is different. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and ever since then I fell in love with it.
Was it long after that you decided to actually start rapping?
It was I'd probably say it was about a few years after that. Actually, there was this club in Orlando called Electric Avenue. And DJ Magic Mike was DJing on the stage. And my cousin Lamar, they call him King. My cousin was rapping and DJ Magic Mike was cutting on the turntables. Now, mind you, we were break dancers then. Me and Tony Touch, we were break dancing in that club. This was before we started rapping and DJing and stuff. So I'm watching DJ Magic Mike and I'm watching my cousin on the stage with him at this place called Electric Avenue. It was in that moment that I said, you know what? This is what I'm doing. I'm doing this right here. This is what I'm going to be doing right here. And, you know, and ever since then, Me and DJ Ray Swift, DJ Magic Mike, his brother Dirty Lingo, we've been friends. You know, his people used to live in Carver Shores over there, and we all been friends ever since. You know what I'm saying? Tony Touch too, for years, 35, 40-year relationships, man. These guys are family. And then we come up, and all of us found our way in Orlando for some reason.
Mm-hmm. There's not very many people that could actually say that they're still working with the same guys that they've worked for all that time.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It really is. It's a blessing, though, man, because I think in this game, man, you know, there's guys, you know, people often say, I never met a stranger. I think in this game, man, I think when you meet people, it's important it's not just meeting them, but to be an extension, to you know, like just, you know, build relationships, man. And when you do that, people will allow you to stand on their shoulders, man. And so you can make them power moves that you need to do. So these are not fly-by-night people. And these are not people that you've known for 1 or 2 years. These are people you've known for 30 years, man. And they know you're a worker. They know you run. So they're always, you know, they always support you because they know you ain't no slacker. And you put that on 30 years, you feel me?
Yeah. Now, we played on the podcast, I'm just trying to bring it up right now. Let's Do It Again, which was like your sort of most recent single.
Right.
You said you have an album coming out as well. What can we expect from the album?
We have a second album coming out called Defiant Ones. And then we also, and the first single off that Defiant Ones album is Dula Diablo, the record with XP the Marksman. That's the first single off that new album. We have high expectations for this new album. I mean, for the second album. But now the first album here, POV, we riding all the way to the end of the year. We came out in the beginning, we're gonna ride to the end. You know, we'll start pushing the second album toward the end of the year, you know, coming in like in the winter. But right now it's POV, and we get ready to jump behind this record, Cydney Poitier and XP the Marksman, Dula Diablo. It's a hard body joint off the Defiant Ones album. You know, GFR 18, DJ Mega, everybody excited. We behind it, we ready to go, man. 2021 to 22, you know, we're trying to do a 2-year run real quick. You know what I mean?
You've got a great team behind you as well, Gasface Records. I think it was Rob I've been speaking to. Is that right? Rock Rob?
Yeah.
Seems like really on it as well, like really, really heavily involved in everything you guys are doing.
Oh, man, it's great, man, because, you know, Rob and them had, you know, the way I first met him was I actually heard a record that he did, and it was dope. The record, that's kind of what made me get involved with him. But I think Gasface Records have been looking at me for a minute, and you know, he was ready to really do something. And he told me, he said, "Yo, man, you know, my problem is not the money. The problem is not the connections. You know, a lot of people don't know. Let me tell you, you know, Gasface Records is distributed through Media Famous. That's directly out of New York City. That's Domingo Badilla. Now you look him up. He's been in the game 40 years. So Gasface Records has real distribution. People think Gasface Records is just some small thing or some guy in his basement is building something. Come on, man. You know where I've been. I mean, you can look at my bio and tell I've been. I mean, I just came off a world tour in 2018. I was over there where you're at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tore down the trick shop in London. You feel me? So I was already there. So because my career started over there. That's what people don't understand. So people look at my numbers and get it confused. Like, my career didn't start in America. I'm American, but I was signed by Simon Harris of Music of Life Records. That's in London, England.
Okay.
That's who discovered me. And that's where my career started. You know what I mean?
Right. I didn't realize that. So how did that come about then?
Well, because I was part of a team called Jolly Stompers. And we had a man, there was a guy, he owned some hotel chains. And he was friends with Simon Harris. And he told Andrew Johnson, which was my producer at the time, he told Andrew Johnson, "Hey man, I have a friend. He's a CEO of a record company." And at the time, Music of Life Records had never ventured into hip hop. And when Simon Harris heard me and heard the group Hoodsman, because the group is called The Hoodsman, DAHOODZMEN, The Hoodsman. So you can check them out, you know what I'm saying, on Music of Life Records. At the time, they had never been involved in hip hop. When Simon Harris heard us, he loved it. Mm-hmm. We signed the deal. And from there, boom, I just remember, like, after that, I was in Cali. Like, we was doing shows. I was everywhere, man, you know what I'm saying? And that was for the first time. That was, you know, that's when it happened, man. And like I said, and it happened over there first. You know, it wasn't until 2004 that I met PMD and I signed with Boondocks Records. So from 94 was when I was discovered, and that was overseas, not in America. So that's my story. You know what I mean?
Amazing, man. It's amazing. So when's the next album, roughly? Do you know, like, when, like, a rough release date?
Yeah. I think we're gonna drop in December. I think the Defiant Ones is most likely gonna drop in December, and if not, it'll be late December, early January for sure. But that's what they're trying to go. They want to drop Defiant Ones before the new year, but maybe give you a solid Christmas gift. You feel me?
Okay.
So, you know, that's what we're trying to do. But we working hard, man, and we ready to go. We excited, man. Like I said, the first shows, the Bars Is Back tour, Orlando, Tampa, Miami, what we doing. And we're going to shoot over to Cali. Me and X Peter Marksman, we're going to open up for Flea Lord. And we're going to rock our record and shut it down out there. So the club out there in Los Angeles is called, it's called Catch One in Los Angeles. That's the club. The show is September 3rd. And I fly in September 1st. And then, like I said, then we come back to Orlando for the Bars Is Back tour, September 17th, 18th, 19th, Orlando, Tampa, Miami. It's going to be a great year, man, for real.
Amazing, man. I look forward to it, man. And try and go over to the UK if you can at some point, man. That'd be fucking amazing as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I just want to say, I just want my team, you know, Chris, man, you know, making it with Chris. I mean, my ads, I got like almost 300,000 views, man. My team, the numbers, you know, I never was on the gram. I was on Twitter. I was never on the gram. My gram numbers have tripled, man, just in a few months. These dudes in the back scene is working hard. I want to give a big shout out, man, to Hip Hop Heads, man. They hold me down. I want to give a big shout out to Pocket the Plug. He hold me down. And I want to give a big shout out to Insomnia Magazine. Them boys hold Sydney down. You know what I'm saying? That's about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Gas Race Records, DJ Mega, no whack shit every Sunday. You know what it is. We ready to get outside. Peace.